Good morning YouTube, my name is Yusuf and you are watching my news channel. Today is January, Tuesday, the 26th of January, and let's see what happens into space. Today I will cover the ongoing CME impact. I say ongoing because the solar wind speed is still relatively high, and this means we are actually still inside that solar wind stream. The BZ component became neutral, so this means less energy pours into the poles, so less auroral activity. The density remains low. This CME impact has produced a G1 storm, which is in itself a minor storm. It's called the G1. And usually this only affects radio communication and such. I believe there are 5 scales, the 5th one, a G5, being the most extreme. So a G1 is something that usually that happens with a certain frequency. This is no reason for concern. Sunspots, there are still 2 sunspots visible, but one is alpha and the other beta, so I don't expect anything above a B flare. Maybe that sunspot with a beta classification, it might produce a C flare, but as it stands, I don't think so, because it's moving away, I believe. Let's see, yes, it's going to disappear anyway, of the solar disk, so I don't expect anything. So, a G1, and let's see the models. So there is, I will not run these models because usually I already did and there's really nothing special to see here. The only thing I can say about it is what I already said. You see here, this means a higher velocity and there is a decent amount of speed in the solar wind. But as you can see, it's mostly white, and white means a very low density. So this is a CME, a fast-moving CME, but with a low density. Solar pressure is reasonably high, but since there is no density, the impact is minimal. As we move on, we look at the magnetopause standoff position, and we see that it took a hit. It almost reached geosynchronous orbit, and again, this is not normal. If it was, for example, 800 kilometers a second or higher, and with a decent amount of density, I would say that's normal. And even so, you would just see a spike, and then it would go again after the impact. It would move further from the geosynchronous orbit. But as you can see here, it's not only moving closer, it's also deformed. And I already looked at many since yesterday, and this is the trend of the ongoing CME. The magnetopause comes very close to geosynchronous orbit, and usually it deforms. As you can see here, I will go a few frames to show you. Right, let's see. This is, oh yes, this is this is of today. I'm not going to go back to view this entirely, but you see, this perfectly illustrates what I say. It's not going closer, but usually it deforms at several places, and this means that our magnetosphere is weak, regardless of solar weather. And when something happens, even a minor event, it becomes in difficulty. This is going to be an issue at solar maximum, this I can guarantee. But for now, the impact is minimal. So let's move on to the earthquakes, and surprisingly, earthquake activity is very low. To be honest, I expected a 6-point magnitude, at least somewhere in the world, but 5 is the highest, and it happens at the usual place, I think. Yes, along the Ring of Fire in this region. So not much going on. If I put all the magnitudes, we still see a little swarming activity here and in Alaska, California and Alaska. And before I end this video, I wanted to show something to illustrate my point. This, for example, are earthquakes starting from around 5 magnitude. So all the quakes in this intensity level. And as you can see, there is a lot going on this side of the Ring of Fire. But here, even in South America, compared to this side, there is less earthquake activity, and in the region of California there is literally nothing. This is of concern. So if you live in California, have an earthquake plan. Always prepare yourself, have food, a generator, communications, medication, do everything what is needed, and always realize that when a big one happens in your region, it's going to be at least an 8-point magnitude, which is going to level everything. So it's going to be a major event and people are going to die. So if you live in that region, please prepare yourself. Have an earthquake plan, always ready, because the way I see it, at some point in the future it will happen. So this brings me to the quote of the day before I end this video, and it goes something like this: not all beautiful people are good, but all beautiful people are beautiful. To say it differently, this is just like that famous saying, you can't really polish a turd. So what it means is, bad people will always be ugly, no matter how beautiful they are, no matter how much fame they have, money, etc. Whereas beautiful people, that do good deeds, that are nice to everyone, these people are always beautiful. Because beauty shines from the soul of a person. So, this is the end of the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I guess I see you next time. Bye. Be safe, everyone.